Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of the Tim King Show right here on the Debate Network. And man, it has been a real long time since I said those words. I got to think it's been well over a year since I've said those words, which is just crazy. I think the last Tim King Show I did was right here on the Debate Network. I did it with Dylan. We talked a lot of wrestling. I think it was maybe a Royal Rumble ago. It's crazy. It's been so long, so much has happened in the last year, and I really thought I was going to pick it back up back then and really get right back into it, and just it really didn't come to fruition. It's been a really busy year. As you guys know, I got the kids, life stuff's been going on. No excuses, but I wanted to, it's been a while, so I wanted to hop back into the saddle, come on, say hello. My guys over here at the Debate Network have absolutely been killing it. I am so freaking proud of everything that they've been doing. Poppy, man, just a freaking amazing job what you're doing here. Justin, every single motherfucking day. I mean, this man is just relentless. He's unstoppable. Dom, he's doing his thing with Lady Psycho right by his side. You got Kayla doing her thing, man. We got Bakley and Dango in here. It's just been, you guys at the network have just been awesome. The fans, the chat, all of you people have been really cool. I'm just like, I miss it, right? I miss being live. It's been hard for me to get on to do the watch alongs, and it's tough for me to do the watch alongs with the kids. I'm here, I'm there, I'm up, I'm down. And I enjoy, they're at a fun age. They're 5 and 3. I enjoy hanging out with them at night. So doing the watch alongs it's kind of tough for me to do, but I definitely want to get back in the saddle here on the Debate Network. So whether that's dropping a couple Tim King Show episodes every now and then, whether it's hopping on the actual Circle of Debate show, the flagship show right here on the Debate Network, or whether that's just getting on a weekend, maybe a pay-per-view, an AEW pay-per-view, or something something along those lines. Definitely want to get down on the watch alongs at some point, but like I said, it's been tough. Plus, the kids like watching wrestling now, which is just super cool. I mean, you got 5 and 3, and they both, particularly the 5-year-old, really, really into wrestling now, to the fact where he just goes on YouTube and puts his own matches on. In AEW, he loves Darby Allin, so he'll go. He listens to the music, and he's got his action figures, and he acts everything out. And then over in WWE, the kid just absolutely loves Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. So it's like, all right, he gets it. He knows who the big boppers are. So he'll go back. I actually just got him. We've been really sick in the house over the last couple of days. Really nasty stomach bug, which I'm sure a lot of people are dealing with. This is nothing new. It's really bad right now. And I mean, look what's going on outside. Chicago alone, we got negative temperatures. We got snow with negative temperatures. Shit. I felt like I was on a cartoon the other day. I walked out of a store and there's a woman with a dog, which I found to be fucking crazy because it was like -7-degree wind chill. I shouldn't even have been outside, but I had shit I needed to do. So I was walking out of the store and she was just standing out there with her dog. But again, really weird place to have a dog. But I don't know if it was just like I was looking at her, so I got distracted, but I almost wiped out. I caught myself. So I kind of chuckled about it. I looked at her, I laughed. And as I was catching myself, I took 3 steps. I almost wiped it again, caught myself, almost wiped it a third time. Bam. I'm in the clear. It's all good. I get home a couple of minutes later. I'm walking up the driveway, walking up to go into the house. I didn't want to go in the garage. So I'm walking up to go to the front door. I had all my shit in my hands. Bam. Wipe out, dude, right on my leg, my ankle, behind my leg. It's all good. It didn't hurt or anything, but it was just like it was bound to get got. It was fate. I was bound to get got by that snow and that ice by being out and testing the weather. But yeah, so we've had this sickness going on. So he's I got him a sickness toy, so like a recovery toy, and it was Roman Reigns, and he still doesn't have a Cody Rhodes wrestling figure. Now, so I'm bad parenting. Now, I've looked for this Cody Rhodes wrestling figure a bunch. Meijer, Walmart, Target. Santa Claus. We had thought Santa Claus was bringing the Cody Rhodes wrestling figure, but it just didn't come to fruition. Santa brought a couple different variations of Cody Rhodes. He got him like a Cody Rhodes plushie. He got him like a Cody Rhodes big hard toy. but the actual action figure he wants. And we had a Cody Rhodes wrestling figure, but it's missing. So I'm like perplexed for his Cody Rhodes win. But long and the short is I brought home a Roman Reigns, which he's also really wanted. So he was excited, but then he goes, "Where's my Cody Rhodes?" Kids, right? You gotta love it. But now he's looking. He really wants this Cody Rhodes because he wants to do the Roman and Cody match that he likes watching. But now he's happy because he can do the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk match, the WrestleMania. So he puts that on. He wrestles with his figures. It really takes me back. But longer than short, not so short anymore. Now I've been going on about it for a few minutes. It's I enjoy watching the wrestling with them when I do watch wrestling. Watching wrestling's been tough in general. There's been football when football's on. Football the last 7 months. When football's on, it occupies my entire life. Outside of my entire free time, I should say, not my entire life. So, I'm a fantasy football junkie. So I was 21 leagues, won 4 of them this year. It's good, solid. I'll take it. I got to the playoffs in a bunch of them. It was really weird. The teams I didn't think I was going to win championships with, I won championships with. I had like 3 super stack teams that I really thought they were going to be champions. And there's some reasons, and I'm not going to sit here and deep dive because there's nothing worse than someone sitting there talking about their fantasy football teams. But those teams didn't win the championships, which gives me hope going into next year that maybe the luck will be on my side. But a couple of my underdog teams really came through. So that was nice. And with fantasy football on top of that, I mean, you're looking at the screen. I'm back, and who did I choose to put on this screen right here? Who just brought nothing but joy into my life from week 3 and on. And really, it was before week 3, because let's be real. The first 2 weeks of the season sucked. I was at the home opener. Beautiful seats as always. The tailgate was great, as we always do. It was a lot of fun. And I didn't have to grill this year, which was kind of cool. I had to grill at every tailgate for the group, like 20, 25 people. I didn't have to grill this year. I just got to kind of kick it, enjoy myself. So that was very nice as well. But we played the Vikings. We had the lead. We lost the lead. We lost to the Vikings, and we got throttled by Detroit. The week later, we were 0-2. But previous to that, if you went back and you listened to Game Breaker Sports, and damn, I miss doing Game Breaker Sports with those guys. As I said, kids scheduling, it's really tough to get on there and do it at night and, like schedules in. But, man, Ben fucking Johnson, dude. Was he not everything we wanted plus more? He was everything that we wanted plus more. And Caleb Williams. Caleb had a fucking fantastic year. He really did. This was one of the more special Bear seasons that I can remember. I mean, some of those Urlacher teams were a lot of fun, but I'm trying to think of a Bears team. 2018 was fun, but it wasn't this fun. I mean, we had blocked field goal kick wins. The Hail Mary to beat the Packers was just amazing. The comeback, the 21-3 comeback playoffs to beat the Packers at home in the playoffs. I mean, come on. What a season. I mean, good, better, best. I mean, every post-game speech, him ripping his shirt off, getting free hot dogs for the city. I mean, this city was fucking electric. So the Chicago Bears occupied so much of my time that I haven't really been consuming as much wrestling as I once did. As a matter of fact, I mean, I can't remember outside of when the kids want to strap down and watch it for 15, 20 minutes. We'll throw it on and then we move to something else. Sometimes we'll have the 2 TV setups. So we'll have the sports on one, and then we can throw the wrestling on because they like I said, Jameson, the big one, he's really, really into the wrestling nowadays. So if it's on, he likes to, I mean, it's on every night, right? It's on every night. But, we have bedtimes and such things as that. But, he likes to throw it on. But it's all them. Like for me, wrestling's kind of fallen off a little bit, and I'll get into that in a little bit here. But yeah, man, life's been good. Life's been busy. The kids occupy it. I mean, since the last time I've been on this, we went to the home opener for the Bears game. That was awesome. We went to Detroit and went to the Hawks Red Wings game out there. That was really, really freaking cool. We had an opportunity to go to a couple other Bears games, but listen, man, I'm 40 years old now. I used to love going to the Bears games in December when it was just freezing outside. I mean, I was at the Packers game in 2000. I think it was 2008, when I think that's historically the coolest Bears game in history. I was at a Go Bears Ditka game. Mike Dog was there. I remember he was with a different crowd than I was at, but he grabbed a beer. I grabbed a beer. We hooked up. Our beers were frozen by the time we got together. It was like that cold, that Bears Cowboys game. And that was a legendary game. It was the Josh McCown. I think he had 5 touchdowns that game. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, we did that. We did a Hawks game. That Hawks game was awesome. Bedard got a goal right in front of our face. Seeing Patrick Kane playing for the Red Wings, all sorts of mixed emotions about that. But all in all, it was really cool. We've been doing a lot of stuff with church lately, and that's been awesome. Kind of spiritually being salvaged has been really cool. I got baptized again a couple of months ago. At this point, man, time flies. A couple of months ago, and I thought that was just a nice. You ask again. Like I grew up Catholic. I got baptized when I was a child, but I'm Christian now by choice, and I chose to get baptized again. And I thought it was kind of silly at first. I said, why would I get baptized again if I was already baptized? And my pastor broke it down to me and basically said, when you're an infant, you don't have the choice. You're just baptized. You're baptized. Your family chooses to do that for you. However, now you have a choice. I'm choosing Christ. I'm choosing salvation. I'm choosing to be with God. And I just thought that those words really inspired me. And the coolest part was I got to do it with my wife, which was really cool too. So we were baptized together at a local Christian church over here. So we've been doing that Sundays, and we got the football going on. So it's been a lot of fun, but football's over now. Well, it's not over now. We championship games were last night. The Seahawks and the Rams, man, that was crazy. Again, the last 2 games that they've played, Matt Stafford balled out, and his team just can't get it done around him. Sam Darnold just absolutely had a great game again. Sam Darnold, I mean, come on, man. He wins 14 games with the Vikings last year. They say he's not good enough. They want to move on to J.J. McCarthy. And then look what he does for the Seahawks this year. What were they, 13-4 this year? And they might be 14-3, but regardless, 13-14 win team. He takes them back. He takes them to the NFC Championship game. He takes them to the Super Bowl. And it wasn't like they got to the Super Bowl because not in spite of him. They got to the Super Bowl because of him. His passes last night were crisp, on time. He stood in the pocket as he got hit. And he's done that all season long. And what he's done with Jackson Smith-Njigba has been phenomenal. JSN is just so smooth out there. He just glides like a gazelle while he's running those routes. Kenneth Walker, he's been playing really well. They definitely missed Zach Charbonnet last night as that complimentary role to Kenneth Walker. But man, that was a great football game last night. And I mean, Puka Nacua balled out, Devontae Adams balled out, Matt Stafford balled out. Punt returner muffs a punt, gets Seattle the ball. They score a touchdown the next play. It's an 11-point game, and the Rams were always trailing from there. The Rams had a shot. It was 4th and goal at the 5. I mean, they were within the 5. They had a chance. They're down 4. You could have got the touchdown there. Do you take the points there and go down 1? You kick them. You give Seattle the ball back. 4.5-ish minutes to go. Down 1. Your defense hasn't been able to stop anything. I was sitting there on my couch saying, kick the ball. And it's funny because Ben Johnson's going for that. Just like Sean McVay did last night, Ben Johnson is going for that. And am I going to sit there and second guess Ben? I don't know. We shouldn't, right? I mean, that the numbers say you go for it. What happens though? You take the field goal, you go down 1, your defense allows 3 first downs, the game's over. And their defense and their Seattle was just rolling through them. And then you think about it, you get the ball pretty much at the 35-yard line in the NFL nowadays with the new kickoff rules. 35-yard line, 2 first downs, 3 first downs, field goal range. They kick a field goal, they go up 4, you get the ball back with a minute-ish left anyways. So you're kind of in the same spot. So I get it. Plus, you're supposed to theoretically pin them in there. But then your defense didn't get a stop. So it didn't matter. Seattle was the better team. Seattle's been the better team all year. Seattle's been the best team in the NFC all year. Maybe Seattle's been the best team in football all year. They are currently 4.5-point favorites over the New England Patriots, who beat the Broncos in what I thought was, a lot of people hated the game. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a defensive battle, but mainly it was a battle of the weather. And listen, I get why people say that's why you need to play football in the dome. Literally, the weather it didn't cost the Broncos shit, but the weather impacted the results of that game yesterday. However, as a fan, it was a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, it's tough to say what you would prefer, because those home games that we had in the weather, the advantage against the Rams, potential weather advantage against the 49ers, that all was very intriguing to me. the cold in general. But man, I think you want to play in a dome. I think you want your best football decided playing football, not playing football in snow. But man, how many years we've been playing football for fucking 80 plus years? I know you play football in the snow, you play football in the snow. And again, as a fan, I fucking loved it. I loved every second of it. But that's kind of just what's been going on with me. Again, these guys at the network over here live every single night, watch alongs for every single wrestling show, Raw, NXT, Dynamite. These guys are doing TNA now that they're live on AMC every week, which is super freaking cool. You got SmackDown on Fridays, every PLEs, collisions, whatever they got going on. Saturdays, Kayla's got her thing going on with her new show over here, which is freaking awesome. So I mean, it's very, very awesome stuff going on this network over here. And that's just kind of the latest update with me and what's going on in my life. Outside of that, I did rewatch The Walking Dead. So when I watched The Walking Dead the first time, I only got through right when Rick left. So like right through season 9-ish is what I watched too. And right when Rick was gone, I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not watching. You kill off Glenn, you kill off Carl. The Abraham thing affected me. I was like, this shit sucks, dude. I'm over this shit. And this is when I was watching live. But I had some time on my hands. I was like, I'm going to start this. I started like middle of October, and I rolled through all 11 seasons. I just finished it over this weekend. I like I said, we've been sick. We didn't do too much outside of football. Watched a lot of Walking Dead. But the show was pretty fucking awesome. I really enjoyed the show. I'm not going to lie. I said I didn't want to go through the Negan killing Glenn and Abraham thing. But I said, just get through it. Just get through it. Everyone else is dying anyway, so just get through it. And a lot of the main characters died. It's kind of crazy to me, like the trajectory of some of the characters too. Like Eugene. I can't, like I just did an article. If you go to GameBreakerSports.com, I did the top 50 Walking Dead characters. I got really into the show, obviously. But like the trajectory of some of the characters and how they've changed over time. Like Eugene was the biggest pussy in the world. And by the end of season 11, this dude's out there just fucking corking off on people. Humans, walkers, whatever he needed to. Father Gabriel was doing the same thing. I was looking at Eugene and Father Gabriel towards the end there, and they were like the dudes. And I was like, when did they become the dudes? Like, I just thought that was kind of wild to me. But it was cool, the trajectory. Man, just some really wild shit that I didn't see the first time when I watched it. The alpha and beta storyline I thought was pretty cool. I know a lot of people didn't like that. They liked the governor story and the Negan story a little better, but I thought alpha and beta were awesome. The episode with the Pikes, I didn't see that coming. That was fucking crazy. And how they just went one by one, 10 dead heads, and like each and every one just got more and more just like gut wrenching as they went. And like Tara's that was fucking horrible. And then Henry's, whatever. I get like why that was the last one, because it was like showing like Carol and Ezekiel's like pain. But man, that was a crazy scene. Just so many crazy scenes that I didn't remember that like leading up to season 7, and then like the battle with Negan's crew, the Saviors from season 7 and 8. I didn't realize like that was going down together. And then the alpha and beta stuff I thought was a lot of fun. Season 11 was kind of whack with the Commonwealth stuff. But I guess you got to end the show at some point. Most last seasons are usually pretty whack. See Game of Thrones, right? But all in all, I thought The Walking Dead was awesome. So that kind of occupied my non-child, non-football time. So yeah, wrestling's kind of been on the back burner. But let's talk some fucking football before we get into the wrestling, because I do want to talk some wrestling. We got the Royal Rumble coming up this weekend, and this is pretty much the least excited that I've been for a Royal Rumble in quite some time, but it's all right. We'll get into that. But man, let's talk about the Bears first. What a fucking special season this has been, huh? Just what a special season. I hit on it a little bit ago. We all wanted Ben Johnson. We said Ben Johnson or bust. Ben Johnson's the guy. I know some people were like Mike Vrabel, but that was clear and obvious that Mike Vrabel was going to New England. What a great job he's done in New England. There's no doubt. Probably the coach of the year there. Maybe Mike McDonald, but probably Mike Vrabel gets that out. He took his team to the Super Bowl. I know it's an award based on regular season performance, but I can see the 14-win Broncos or the 14-win Patriots getting that award. Sean Payton did a great job with the 14-win Broncos, as I was just thinking about right here. We had a couple of NFC teams as well. Obviously, Mike McDonald with the job he's done in Seattle this year. I thought Ben Johnson did a great job. I thought Liam Cohen did a great job in Jacksonville. Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco just did a phenomenal job. But I can see Mike Vrabel getting that award. But, man, it was Ben Johnson or bust for us. It was Ben Johnson or bust. We needed our Sean McVay. We needed our Kyle Shanahan. We needed our quarterback whisperer, our quarterback guru who's going to go in there and just lock in with Caleb Williams. And damn it, did he lock in with Caleb Williams. Now, that wasn't always pretty. And I'm not going to sit here and complain that we didn't get the 4,000 yards that we wanted, right? But, man, Caleb threw for 3,900. He amassed 4,300 total yards. I think he was over 30 touchdowns total. I think he was under 7 interceptions. And those 5 interceptions that he threw in the playoffs are an aberration. I mean, the one that two of them were more or less punts. I'm not going to get into the playoff. I'm not going to delve into that. I'm not gonna get sad over that playoff game. I'm gonna talk about the positives here because again, Ben Johnson locked in to Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams locked the fuck in to his teammates, right? So Caleb Williams grew off the field. Caleb Williams grew on the field. Caleb Williams grew as a passer. Caleb Williams grew as a complete player. Caleb Williams grew as a leader. Caleb Williams grew as a playmaker. Caleb Williams locked in to his wide receivers. DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland. They all had just around the same receptions, just about the same amount of yards. It's kind of crazy how you can spread the ball out like that. And listen, I know it wasn't always pretty. He made the easy look hard. He made the hard look easy. And he made the really, really impossible actually fucking possible. And that's like the biggest thing is he made the impossible possible with some of these throws that he made. How many times we see the Michael Jordan jump man throw, running across the field, throwing across his body 40 yards just on a dime. The way the ball comes out of this kid's hand, his vision downfield has gotten so much better. And just the way he can make plays in the third and fourth quarter when the game's on the line is just really uncanny. And he's a special talent. He's a one-of-a-kind talent. And I said when he was drafted, I said that in 3 years, this kid's going to get us to a Super Bowl, barring the right pieces and the right coach. And damn it, we got the right coach. Ben Johnson wanted to coach this kid. I know money is everything. We paid that man as he deserved to get paid. Who's the head guy in Hallis Hall? Who is the top of the food or the football food chain at Hallis Hall? It's Ben Johnson. It's not Kevin Warren. Build the fucking stadium, Kevin. Get the stadium done, Kevin. Come on, Kevin. Not Indiana, Kevin. Arlington Heights. But it's not Kevin Warren. It's not Ryan Poles. The leader of football in that building is Ben Johnson. Now, Ryan Poles, I think, did do a great job of putting talent around Caleb Williams. I think the offensive line, I know the offensive line's performance this year was just unbelievable. A top 5 unit at absolute worst. It was a revolving door at left tackle. We started the year with Braxton Jones. We went to the Canadian Eagle, Theo Benedict. We ended up with second-round pick Ozzie Trapillo, who ended up playing a lot better than I personally thought he was going to play. I think the kid potentially could be our left tackle of the future. From left guard to right tackle, though, you could argue you have 4 Pro Bowlers right there. I mean, Joe Thuney, All-Pro, Hall of Famer. That dude just was the best player on our team this year was Joe Thuney. The best player on our team. Drew Dahlman had a fantastic season at center. Jonah Jackson just mauled people as we hoped he would at right guard. And then Darnell Wright had a phenomenal all-pro season, in my opinion, at right tackle. The offensive line played phenomenal. And we spoke about the weapons. The draft picks from Ryan Poles, I'll be real, I question the Colston Loveland draft pick, especially like 6 weeks into the year where you got nothing going on for him. I question the Luther Burden draft pick. I mean, you're already sitting there with DJ. You sitting there, you drafted Rome in the first round last year, and now we took the tight end at 10, and then you took a wide receiver, I think it was at 39, and I'm sitting there like, okay, what's going on? And then especially through 6 weeks, you're not using Loveland, you're not using Burden. But man, did that change. Loveland became the best player, the best receiver on that offense. He's just a mismatch, man. The dude, and he blocks. He runs great routes. He catches. He barrels through people. The kid is a stud. That was a great pick. I mean, I think going into 2026, he is the number one pass catcher. He is the number one option for Caleb Williams. I think number two option might be Luther Burden. That kid is electric. That kid is so damn good. He's got to get a little bit better hands, but his route running has been great. The kid is flies. He's a burner. You can have the ball in the backfield. Loveland Burden, great picks. Then we just talked about Ozzy Trapilla, who was able to fill in at left tackle when we needed him. And the kid played pretty damn well at left tackle. It's a really good draft class by Ryan Poles. So you put that offensive line together. You had a real solid draft class. Moving over to the defense, your signing last year, Kevin Byard, paid off. This year, Kevin Byard played all pro football. They brought Nashon Wrighton, who played great, should have been a Pro Bowl level football this year. We had injuries. Jalen Johnson was hurt most of the year. Kyler Gordon was hurt almost all year. Jalen, even when he came back with second half of the season, Jalen played hurt. He was not the same Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson's a top 5 cornerback in the NFL. We didn't have top 5 cornerback Jalen Johnson this year. We had very beat up, busted, beat a bull Jalen Johnson this year. And we barely had Kyler Gordon. He was very, with his soft tissue issues, we barely had him on the field this year. And listen, you're missing a top 5 corner in the NFL, period, with Jalen Johnson. You're missing a top 5 slot defender in the league with Kyler Gordon. And I'm going to give Ryan Poles credit again because the Byard signing last year paid off huge this year. The Nashon Wright signing was huge. Nashon Wright forced like 8 turnovers this year. The kid made some huge plays, 2 pick sixes. I think against the Vikings alone, the kid played great ball. Tyreek Stevenson struggled again. He had some ups and downs, but I think overall it was like a C- season for Tyreek Stevenson. But Nashon Wright was a big acquisition. And then he brought in CJ Gardner-Johnson at just the right time. Pass coverage is never a specialty, but he definitely got at the quarterback those first couple of weeks and gave that defense that extra jolt it needed, while a lot of our pass defenders were on the injured reserve, on the sideline, on the bench. So bringing CJ Gardner-Johnson in was big. I mean, Poles tried with the defensive line. We said it. We said the Deo signing was an awful signing. We said $18 million a year for Deo was an awful signing. Now, I don't want to sit here and just be negative, because the season was fucking so awesome. It was the best season that I can remember it maybe ever, honestly. But that Deo signing was bad, and I hope it doesn't end up biting them in the ass this year. I really do. Grady Jarrett, I love the signing. I can't hate it. Was he as productive as we thought he was going to be? No, he was injury prone, as people suggested he might be. The contract, based off his contract, the performance definitely wasn't there. My boy 9-9, Big Dex, not a great season. I'd say maybe a C-level play from Big Dex. Andrew Billings, not the same level of play that we usually see from Andrew Billings. And Montez Sweat, I give him like a B. I'm wearing the jersey right now. I'm still rocking with 9-8. It'll be interesting what happens in the offseason here, but I think overall 9-8 was definitely our best pass rusher, which isn't saying much. The defensive line was porous all year, stopping the run and getting at the quarterback. That's where we need to improve this year. If we need to improve anywhere on the football field, it needs to be on that defensive line. And going back over to the offense really quick, I cannot believe I skipped the running back room. The running back room was phenomenal this year, and that starts – really, I'm going to start with the coaching staff in general. This goes – I don't know if this is Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson. Again, who did I say was the leader of football operations in that clubhouse at Hallis Hall? Ben Johnson. So this is Ben Johnson, right? What a coaching staff that Ben Johnson put together. Antoine Randall L just brought that energy all year. Al Harris, what he did with the defensive backs, particularly with Nashon Wright, what a great job coaching the defensive backs up. You had Eric Bieniemy out there doing his thing. I mean, Declan with the running backs. That's where I was going to get at. Eric Bieniemy, what he did with the running backs. But let me just finish with this coaching staff. Declan Doyle, Rochar, the offense. Declan Doyle is the offensive coordinator. The kid is not going to get a ton of credit ever because Ben Johnson's the one out there calling the plays. But I know Declan Doyle is out there doing his thing. You got Dan Rochar, the offensive line coach, just a seasoned coaching staff. And we already lost Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is now the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, and a move that I think is going to be really beneficial to them once Patrick Mahomes is back come midseason, because I don't know. That's another one of those situations. You can see a Declan Doyle-like situation, right? Is it Andy Reid calling the plays, or is it Matt Nagy? But something has been really fucking off with the Chiefs offense over the last year and a half. And I know they went to the Super Bowl last year, but they was on their defense. Their offense looked very poor outside of that, like that 2 playoff game stretch. And then it got shellacked in the Super Bowl, and then it has not looked great since. So Matt Nagy unofficially got fired. Eric Bieniemy got his position. So we already are a coach down. I'd imagine that Al Harris is going to end up somewhere. Declan Doyle withdrew his name from the Eagles coaching position, offensive coordinator position today. So he will be coming. He said he will be coming back. So keeping Declan Doyle here, keeping in Antoine Randall L here is huge. I hope that we don't lose Al Harris. And then obviously DA, Dennis Allen, defensive coordinator, did a phenomenal job, I think, just overall with the talent that he had. Lots of injuries this year, which every team is always going to say lots of injuries. But I think overall DA did a phenomenal job. The season was fun, man. I had a blast. Tremaine Edmonds played like Tremaine Edmonds when we brought him in a couple of seasons ago, so that was good. TJ Edwards was hurt all year, so that kind of sucked. Like that's what I'm talking about on the defense, though. Obviously, the pass rush wasn't there, but it's hard to really gauge. And again, injuries are so prevalent around the NFL, so I can't sit here and make excuses. But when you're down in Austin Booker for 4 games, and then you're down a TJ Edwards, who is just a tackling machine, you're down a Kyler Gordon, a Jalen Johnson in your secondary. I mean, that's huge, man. Imagine if you could defend that pass a little bit better with a top 5 cornerback in the league with Jalen Johnson and a top 5 slot corner in the league with Kyler Gordon. Things are different then. But I think going into 2026, things are going to be different. Oh, man, I'm just keep neglecting these running backs. My apologies one more time. But their running back room, led by Eric Bieniemy, phenomenal job. DeAndre Swift, great season. 7th round pick, Kyle Monungai, great season. The kid was a fucking bowling ball out there. And Swift just had a very good year. It'll be interesting to see going into 2026 what we do with the running back position. I think I'd be perfectly fine if we brought DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monungai back. I'd imagine they're going to try to improve the running back room. I thought Travion Henderson in the 2nd round. Obviously, we went Luther Burden there. That ended up working out very nicely in our favor. I thought maybe like a Cam Scatabo or something last year would have been good. But Kyle Monungai panned out very nicely for us. I think he's a complimentary back, though. I think he's a guy who can get 100 in a game, no doubt. But I think he's a nice complimentary back. He bangs and you finesse with someone else. Whether that's Swift, we're talking Travis Etienne might be an option, and it looked like he was falling off a little bit previous to this year. But man, that kid played really good ball. I think he had three touchdowns in that game against Buffalo that they lost. He played good ball. He played good ball all year long. So it'll be interesting to see what they do at the running back position. We need to make cap room, right? We need to improve. I mean, let's just look at the offense, where we need to improve. Quarterback, we're solid at. We got Tyson Bagent locked up at the backup spot, too, at a real nice contract. Also, trade bait right there. Quarterback goes down elsewhere, maybe Tyson, but I like him as the backup there. Running back room, we just discussed. We got Monungai. What are we going to do with our RB1? Is it going to be Swift? Is it going to be a guy like Etienne? There's going to be other running backs out there. My boy Street said that every free agent running back this year is going to be linked to the Bears because that's kind of one of those spots that we need. I mean, I don't know that we need to improve it. Could we probably improve over DeAndre? Probably, sure. And also DeAndre Swift, if we cut DeAndre Swift, we could save $10 million if we do it before June. So that might be an enticing reason to cut DeAndre Swift as well. But, we'll see how much a running back like Etienne would even go for on the market. But wide receiver room, you got Rome and you got Burden. Those guys are locked in. I'd imagine that Oz is going to come back. I think Antoine Randall L. already put a picture on Instagram of Oz. So I think they're going to want to bring Oz back. And Oz is fine in his complimentary role. But Oz can't be out there as our number 3. Oz needs to be certified as that number 4, maybe doing some things on special teams. But the DJ role, that's the question, right? Everyone questions DJ on that last play. Caleb threw the pick. Was it DJ's fault? Was he dogging? I mean, DJ probably shouldn't have been on the fucking field, right? He was in the tent a couple of minutes previous. He was in the tent for 5 minutes. DJ probably shouldn't have been out on the field. Let's be real. I thought the second half of the season, DJ Moore played really good ball. I thought him and Caleb built a really nice rapport there. I thought he played a really nice playoff. But I think DJ, you're looking at, you could cut him. Or you don't want to cut DJ. You can restructure DJ, or you could trade him. You restructure DJ. You restructure Montez Sweat. You restructure Tremaine Edmonds. Now you're starting to cook, because we need to improve in certain facets. Wide receiver, I don't think we need to improve. I think you can bring back that same wide receiver core. If you're bringing back Rome, Luther, DJ, and Oz, I think that's a real solid 1 through 4, and you got Loveland out there, but then you got Cole Kmet we're looking at for the tight end spot. You cut Cole Kmet, you're looking at an $8.4 million savings. Now you cut Kmet and DeAndre Swift, you're looking at $18.4 million. You cut Tremaine Edmonds, which I don't like cutting Tremaine Edmonds. I really don't. I understand you can get linebackers. You can probably get a linebacker a lot cheaper, but you save $15 million if you cut Tremaine Edmonds. So right there alone, you're looking at $33 million in cap savings just by cutting Edmonds, Kmet, and Swift. And I don't particularly want to cut any of them. I think maybe I'm just like locked and loaded into this team. I really like this team. And we're going to lose players. That's the NFL. But we have decisions to make. We have decisions to make at wide receiver right there with DJ. We got decisions to make at running back with Swift. We got decisions to make at tight end with Cole Kmet. And then what are we going to do at left tackle? I think Ozzie Trapillo is probably the choice. I don't think we need to go out and draft her. Maybe draft it later, or maybe in the 4th round or something. But I think if you bring Ozzie and the Canadian Eagle back at left tackle, as long as the rest of the line is what the rest of the line is, you're probably okay. I don't imagine they're going to spend too much on that left tackle spot, especially since they took Ozzie in round 2 and he played decent ball there. So this takes you over to the other side of the line. We need a pass rusher. So do you restructure Montez Sweat and go out there and trade for a guy like Max Crosby? And what does that cost? What does trading for Max Crosby cost? Does it cost you DJ Moore a first this year, a second this year, and then a second next year? Does it cost you DJ Moore a first and a second? And what is that looking like? Because they're clearly going to want to bring a wide receiver in there. They have the first overall pick. I'm assuming it's going to be Fernando Mendoza. So they're going to want to put a wide receiver. They got nobody. They literally have Brock Bowers and nothing. They have nothing at wide receiver. Trey Tucker, that's not doing anything for anybody, right? Jacoby Myers, they shipped out to Jacksonville this year. They have nothing at the wide receiver position. So bringing in DJ to play with a young quarterback like Fernando Mendoza, who's good. I mean, we haven't seen him play in the NFL level, but by all means, Fernando Mendoza is a good quarterback. That's a nice option 1. Well, Brock Bowers is going to be option 1, but that's a nice complementary wide receiver to put out there with Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty in the running back room. And all of a sudden, you're starting to look like you got a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end combination, something to build on out there for Las Vegas. And you bring Max Crosby here. Sign me the fuck up. I don't want to lose DJ again, as we just discussed, but you got Rome, you got Luther, you got Oz. You could replace DJ with a number 3 wideout somewhere. Go get a possession wide receiver, put him in that 3 spot, and you got Max Crosby. I don't want to lose Tez, though. I want to bring Max in. I don't want to lose Tez. You restructure Tez. Then you got Max Crosby on one side, and you get Montez Sweat on the other side. Big Gervon Dexter in the middle. And you draft or free agent sign another defensive tackle to play there. I hope Grady Jarrett's gone. I don't know if that contract was. I'm hoping you can cut Grady Jarrett there. Something with the contract was front heavy, so that's not eating too much up. I like Grady Jarrett as a team leader, though, so I don't hate bringing Grady Jarrett back there. But you put Max Crosby the opposite of Montez Sweat, and now you are cooking. Linebacker, that once again, if you're going to cut Tremaine Edmonds and that $15 million, I completely understand it. You got to see TJ Edwards, make sure he's healthy, and you got to bring someone else to play next to TJ Edwards, who's going to be out there, who can make tackles, who can also defend the pass, because Tremaine Edmonds does a nice job as that as well. Secondary, Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon got to get healthy. We got a lot of decisions to make in that secondary, though. Jaquan Brisker is a free agent, and it's looking like he's played his last game in Chicago. Kevin Byard's a free agent, and Jonathan Owens is a free agent. Lots of free agent safeties there, and I mean, by all accounts, that's not a position that normally you lock a lot of money into. So I don't necessarily think that we're going to bring Jaquan Brisker and Kevin Byard back. And I like Quan, man. I like Jaquan Brisker. I really do. I think he's a great leader out there. Is that worth the contract he's going to get? I don't know. I definitely want to bring Kevin Byard back. I understand this was probably his last hurrah as far as a great season goes, but just having him and his leadership back there, even if he can provide a good season and his vision on the field, I'm all down with bringing him back. But you got decisions to make in that secondary, and you got to bring, and then at cornerback, Nashawn Wright. Are you going to bring Nashawn Wright back? You got CJ Gardner-Johnson. You're going to bring CJ Gardner-Johnson back. As we discussed, you got Jalen Johnson, and you got Kyler Gordon inside on the slot, but you need that number 2. Tyreek Stevenson's still here, obviously. Maybe they have faith in him to be that number 2, but I liked what Nashawn Wright did. And if Al Harris is still going to be here, I think you got to find a way to bring Nashawn Wright back on a team-friendly contract. Other free agents, Braxton Jones, he's going to bounce. That's more than fine. Big Bill, going to miss him in the middle, but I'm sure he's going to bounce. Oz is a free agent. I'd like to see them bring Oz back. That's it. Like that's all. So I think if they restructure properly, we could have around $70 million in cap space. Obviously, I think a large amount of that has to go to Max Crosby and then figure it out from there. They don't need a superstar anywhere on the field, but at defensive end and a pass rusher. So go and get that guy, Max Crosby. And everyone thinks Trey Hendrickson is going to be the guy who we're going to bring in. Go get Max, dude. That dude is a fucking rock star. Caleb on one side, Crosby on the other side. Rock stars, man. That's what the city of Chicago wants. That's what the city of Chicago needs. Put Crosby on the other side of the ball as Caleb, and let's fucking build this thing up. I'm excited for next year. Listen, it was upsetting losing to the Rams. That sucked. That hurt. Having the ball at the 50-yard line with a chance to win the game. It hurts. It hurts. It really hurt. It hurt in the moment. You know, we had a party. And a bunch of kids were celebrating the touchdown. We were celebrating the touchdown. It hurt. I thought we were going to be playing Seattle in this NFC Championship game that we likely would have probably lost, but who knows, man? Football's football, right? Anything can happen in a football game. We were one game away from we were one play away from the Super Bowl. I mean, it was that. We were one play away from the Super Bowl. It was a tough loss. It really does, all things considered. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, for the first time in my lifetime, I'm confident moving into next year. And like Ben Johnson said, it's not a building block season. You start over next year. Look at Washington last year. They probably thought they had a building block season going into this year, right? But for me, the biggest difference is Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. Those two guys are going to fucking be here the next 12 years, and I think that we're going to win championships. And I'm fucking excited to be in the playoffs. I think each and every year, barring injuries going forward, with that man at head coach, with that man at quarterback, with that offensive line coming back, we're going to add a pass rusher. Super Bears Super Bowl next year. Super Bears Super Bowl next year. That's it. That's it. What a season. Thank you, Chicago Bears. Thank you, Ben Johnson. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. When your good gets better, your better gets best. Bears on 3. Bears. It's cool. Love it. All right. Let's swing over to a little wrestling. And like I said, for me, wrestling has been, I don't know, man. I won't call it boring, but I'll just say wrestling just hasn't been the same for me. And I don't know what it is. I think you're looking at both promotions, and WWE just feels like really stale to me. I thought the Usos coming back might give me a little spark that I wanted. I mean, shit, since the last time we talked, CM Punk's the world champion again, 2-time world champion. CM Punk won SummerSlam, which was awesome. A couple of guys at the house, we like marked out for Seth Rollins, did his thing with the injury, cashed in, bada boom, there we go. And then he actually won, he won the title again. That Jey Uso match was one of the worst world championship matches that I could remember. But I mean, even with CM Punk as world champion, it's not doing it for me. Cody's world champion on the other brand wasn't doing it for me. Drew's world champion now on the other brand. I think that's awesome. I think the switch up is good. Like, I think that's really cool. But what are we doing in the WWE? We're in WrestleMania season. We're in Royal Rumble season. Royal Rumble is this Saturday, and I don't care. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's because I'm older, because that's bullshit. All right. Like, I watch it. I keep up with it. I read results. I go on YouTube. I watch all the highlights. I still DVR it. I'll try to see what I want to see. Right. But it's just not where, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's just not where I want it to be. I mean, I still love professional wrestling. I mean, go to GameBreakerSports.com. I do fantasy booking for, there's a promotion called Iron Grip Pro Wrestling, Next Level Pro Wrestling, Crown Pro Wrestling, which is women's only. And then I got one coming called the Valor Pro Wrestling. So where I took all the wrestlers from AEW, WWE, some NXT, some New Japan, some TNA, and I mixed them together, drafted up 3 different rosters. 4 is with Crown, that's women's only, like I said. And I fantasy booked these promotions. I'm at 50 each for Next Level and Iron Grip. Valor's coming. I got 5 already lined up coming to the website, and Crown's at over 20 right now. So I love professional wrestling still, and I love how excited my kid gets about it. It reminds me a lot of me when I was younger, when I would go to Blockbuster, get the VHS and pop it in, sit on the ground, play with my wrestling figures, eat my Mike and Ike's, drink my Mountain Dew, click my figures away. I mean, that was life, man. That was everything. That was the golden era. It really was. That was everything, man. That was the golden era of my life, right? I love seeing my son do it now. The product just sucks. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just WWE is just very slow. And I watched Saturday Night's Main Event this week, and this past weekend with my kid, and I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it was all right. It was just all right, right? Like nothing really like. I thought the brawl was kind of cool. I'm not gonna sit here and review the show, but I thought it was just all right. And even going over to, I mean, like, listen, CM Punk's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's the world champion. The Usos are my favorite one of my favorite tag teams of all time. They're tag team champions. I still can't get into it. Like that's a problem. Maybe, and again, maybe it's just a me problem, but it's just the WWE just doesn't seem there for me now. The other side in AEW, I think AEW is clicking on all cylinders. I think AEW is doing a great job, but something's just missing in AEW with me. I think the in-ring's there, and I'm not going to sit here and say they're not telling stories, because there's definitely stories built into what they're doing, to their good in-ring product, but something just feels off. Even like, I guess the world, even just like looking at the world championship, like Hangman wins the world title, which I still thought was Will Ospreay. Well, I know Hangman's story took over, right? And that's why he should have won the title, because his story ended up being the prominent story, not Ospreay's story. But like, Hangman wins the world title, loses to Samoa Joe, which I found very interesting. For Samoa Joe to lose a month later to MJF. Now MJF's going around feuding with Joe, kind of, sort of, while Joe and the Obs still feud with Hangman, and Swerve is there. It's looking like a potential match, and Kenny Omega's trying to get back in the world title picture, and then you got Hangman there. And listen, I think that's cool as fuck, right? Like, and Brody King's there, and I think it's cool as hell that you got all these guys like vying for this world title. I think it's really cool that it's like Max and Kenny and Swerve and Hanger and Joe. Like, these are top-notch talent. And maybe like they do their own sort of like, and I'm not Elimination Chamber, but like they find their own style of 6-person match or something. That would be fucking really, really cool if they figure out a way to do something like that. But something's just not jiving with me. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's missing, but something is just missing with that world championship storyline right now. And then and listen, I'm going to preface this by saying that I fucking love it. Like, I absolutely love what Jon Moxley's doing with the Continental Championship. I didn't think in a million years going into the tournament, I think he lost his first match too, maybe his first 2 matches. Like, I was like, all right, Mox is just about to get turned on by the Death Riders. And I like how they went from thinking that Mox was going to get turned on from the Death Riders, doing this cowardly heel shit, to now he's just like pure babyface, hustle, loyalty, and respect. Like, he's like John Cena, right? Like, he's like John Cena now. And it's like, damn, how did Moxley get there? And I'm totally cool with it. But did Moxley need the Continental Championship? I get, like, that's his arc, right? Like, it's the wrestling title, and he's doing this thing now for AEW. He's wearing his AEW on his sleeve. But did he need this championship to do it? Were there better people to give the belt to? I don't know. Like, I feel like Takeshita should have probably walked away with that belt. Maybe Kyle Fletcher should have walked away with that belt. And Kyle Fletcher, who's a main event player to me, now being relegated back to the North American Championship, a feud like that. It's just, like I said, I'm nitpicking. I'm not dogging AEW at all. I think of the two products, AEW is the superior product by far and away right now. But it just feels like something's missing. Even like Statlander. I love Statlander. And like her championship reign, like the Tekla match. I feel like this Tekla match should have been a paper. And this is not Statlander's fault, but like I feel like the Tekla match should have been a pay-per-view match, maybe last pay-per-view. And now here we are, we're going to do it on Dynamite. Now, that might lead to a pay-per-view match, which is fine. But I feel like Tekla's kind of been in that championship realm. I know you need tag teams for the tag titles. Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor definitely intrigues me. What's going on with Megan Bayne? I know she's teaming with Shafir and she's teaming with Penelope Ford. But I think like Megan Bayne and Chris Statlander in a blood feud for that women's championship is where we need to be. Or Megan Bayne and Willow for the TBS championship is where we need to be. And I love Willow to death, and Willow's a tag team champion. So in my opinion, I like that Mercedes lost the TBS championship after all this time. Let her melt down, give her a little bit of time off or whatever she's doing. But Willow needs to be a transitional champion here. Samoa Joe didn't need to be a transitional champion. Willow needs to be, because there are a lot of women on that roster who could use that TBS championship far more than Willow, including Megan Bayne. Even maybe a Marina Shafir. And I've never thought about Marina Shafir getting a title, but maybe Marina Shafir makes Willow tap out or pass out to win that belt. But Shafir, Bayne, or Tekla, who is going for the world title, which I'm, again, totally cool with it. She shouldn't win it, but I like the match for her, good elevating point for her. Megan Bayne, though, or Tekla, or Marina Shafir, they are perfect for that TBS belt. They didn't get that belt off of Willow pretty quickly. The tag team situation with FTR, see, that's another thing I'm confused about. Like, you got, and I'm not confused. It's just different. And different's fine. But you have the Death Riders who are tweeners at best, I guess. Moxley's trying to be a babyface, but the rest of them, like Wheeler, Danny, are we Claudio, Pac, are we cheering these guys? Marina Shafir, they are feuding with the Don Callis family, who are like the biggest heels on the roster. FTR are heels who are now feuding with the Don Callis family, which at the tag team I love. Dump Truck Davis and Jack Doyle, the former Jake something. I absolutely love that tag team. You talk about meat, baby. Woo-hoo! Love that tag team. But I mean, we got heels feuding with heels all over the place. Just kind of, I don't know. So something kind of seems kind of off, but the in-ring product's phenomenal. And again, I'm not going to dog what they got going on all together. I think AEW is the best product all around right now, but that's really all I'm going to hone in on AEW, because I'm going to just talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble. There are some free agents in wrestling that I find pretty interesting. Powerhouse Hobbs going to WWE, I absolutely love. When I was talking about fantasy booking those promotions earlier, if you go to GameBreakerSports.com and check them out, Powerhouse Hobbs was originally in Next Level, and he was the world champion there. And then he got drafted over to Iron Grip, and he's the world champion over there. So I love Powerhouse Hobbs and everything that guy is. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him on the WWE main roster. It looks like he's going to pass NXT, go right to the main roster. Curious to see how that's going to go. So I'm excited there. Love Powerhouse Hobbs. Man, I think they should just mid-card him championship right away. Just have him go there, smash Mello, put that belt on him. I can see them doing some goofy-ass shit where he's like Trick Williams' bodyguard or something, which ultimately I don't hate. That's how Big E got his run. But I don't want him to be Jeff Cobb. I don't want him to be Hikuleo. Those guys aren't doing shit. Ray Phoenix is doing shit. I want him to go and have an impact right away. So I hope they do something with him. And then New Japan seems like they're losing like half their roster. You got David Finlay is on his way out. I think Gabe Kidd's on his way out. Drilla Maloney is on his way out. Hiromu Takahashi is on his way out, apparently. And Evil is on his way out. Now, those four guys that I just mentioned are a part of that War Dog, former LIJ affiliation faction. So that's interesting. Yota Tsuji being world champion all. And then Evil. I think Evil to NXT makes a ton of sense. I think you can just put Evil down in that mid-card heel scene in NXT, and that's kind of like, I think that's probably his ceiling. Maybe you could put Evil as NXT World Champion one day, but I don't think Evil makes it to the main roster. Evil is married to Io Sky, so I think WWE is a real nice choice for him. Finlay, NXT. I know some people want him to go to AEW. I think NXT World Champion Finlay, 24 months down in NXT, could roll some shit. I'd even go as far to say this. Drilla Maloney is fucking awesome. So I'd bring him with Finlay. Gabe Kidd's destined for AEW. He's perfect for AEW. But I think you could do Finlay with Drilla Maloney and then someone else, and you can get a little pseudo faction going on down there in NXT. And you can put Drilla Maloney in that North American title picture right away. You could put Finlay in that NXT World Championship picture right away. Kind of like how Undisputed Era did, but you just have to figure out who those other members are going to be. So I think the free agent crop is interesting. I do think a bunch of them are going to end up in WWE NXT. And hopefully they use Hobbs better than Cobb's being used. And I'd love to see Finlay and Maloney just inserted right away into that NXT picture, which I think they would because they're fucking studs. But yeah, we got the Royal Rumble this weekend. We got the men's Royal Rumble match. We got the women's Royal Rumble match. We got Drew McIntyre defending the World Championship against Sami Zayn. And then we got AJ Styles taking on Gunther. If AJ Styles loses, he's retired. Pretty interesting stuff right there. Lots of rumors going around that AJ Styles is actually retiring at the Rumble here. I don't think that can be the case, can it? I bet. Can Styles lose to Gunther? That's also fucking an interesting synopsis. I don't know. That match has me it's me like flipping a coin over here. I really don't know. I'm gonna just genuinely say that I think AJ Styles is gonna win that match, but his contract's up early February is what the internet's saying. So maybe AJ doesn't get that last WrestleMania match. I thought AJ Styles would get one more WrestleMania match, and maybe that's where he retires, or he'll retire like Survivor Series, or he wrestles through to next year's WrestleMania. But maybe this has been his final hurrah this whole time. He's had a hell of a year, man. He has. So final prediction, I'm going to take AJ Styles just because I can't see Gunther retiring him. I can see like an upset, like a roll-up or something. But I do think that Gunther eventually does retire AJ Styles. But fuck, maybe he does retire AJ Styles at this Royal Rumble here, and then he goes on to wrestle Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I don't know. I'm intrigued by that match. So if I had to pick one, AJ Styles gets the win there. Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn. Now, this is good booking. The reason this is good booking is because you're not throwing Drew, Cody, and Jacob together right away. Kind of like doing a disservice to Cody and Jacob by having one of them lose, because you can't take the belt off of Drew right away. Putting Sami in this spot also is smart booking, because that Saudi crowd is going to want Sami Zayn to win the Royal Rumble. Now Sami can't win the Royal Rumble because he's not in the fucking Royal Rumble. So whatever they do, they're not going to boo the winner out of the building when they toss Sami Zayn out in the final four or the final five, whatever it ends up being. So that's huge. So Drew, Sami, world title. Sami's not going to win it here. I think it's crazy to think that Drew's going to be some transitional champion. They're building up the story that Sami's never beat Drew. He's like 0-11 versus him all time. Sami Zayn clearly has never been a world champion. That's the story here. And I don't think Sami's going to win the belt. I don't know if Sami ends up. I thought Sami would win the belt at WrestleMania. I thought Sami would win the Royal Rumble, go on to WrestleMania, and win the championship. Sami and Drew facing off at the Rumble is interesting to me. I think Drew's going to retain. The crowd will be disappointed, but this is only going to build Sami Zayn up to win the World Championship. I hope it's at WrestleMania this year. I hope he wins the Elimination Chamber and then goes on to WrestleMania to win. I don't think that's going to happen, but I damn sure hope that's the case. By very worst, and I said this last year, but at very worst, Sami Zayn will be Royal Rumble winner and then world champion next WrestleMania. But man, Drew wins. I think Sami's got to take the loss here, which is unfortunate. Swinging over to the Women's Royal Rumble, this is two people for me. This is like really, really cookie cutter for two people for me. I think the final four is interesting, who the final four is going to end up being, because you got some heavy hitters. Becky Lynch is going to be in it. They didn't announce AJ Lee, but I imagine AJ Lee is going to get in, and she's going to cost Becky, setting up their match at WrestleMania, which will be awesome. Looking forward to that. But like from a final four perspective, you got to think, I think Liv's going to win it. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, you got Io Sky, you got Raquel, you got Charlotte Flair. And I did just say Liv's going to win it, but you got Bianca Belair as well. I could see Bianca Belair coming back into the Royal Rumble and winning it, because I think the two women's matches for the titles at Mania are going to be Liv taking on Stephanie Vaquer. Although it would be kind of cool if they went Liv and Raquel and spun that thing up. And then I think the other side is going to be Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. So those are going to be the two women's championship matches that I anticipate happening. So I think the final four ends up being Liv. I think here's the thing, though. If Bianca's in it, I think Bianca's got to win it. And I don't know I think they want Liv to win it. I think Liv being a Royal Rumble winner is going to be huge for her resume, and Bianca's already won one. So I'm going to go and just say Bianca's not even going to be in this match. Maybe Bianca comes back after the Royal Rumble on that SmackDown and then wins the Elimination Chamber. So I'm going to go Liv. I'm going to go Roxanne. I'm going to go Rhea. And I'm going to go Charlotte as your final four. And then I'm going to have Liv eliminate Rhea with the help of Roxanne. Like she eliminates Rhea and Roxanne at the same time to win the Royal Rumble. So I got Liv winning that. And then for the men's, it's interesting. I mean, CM Punk doesn't even have a role at the Royal Rumble, which is weird to me. But I think the Raw side of things are really being built up for CM Punk to take on Bron Breakker at WrestleMania, which doesn't do a fucking thing for me. I think if they had like Punk, Braun, and Seth Rollins or something, that would be cool. But Punk and Bron Breakker one-on-one at WrestleMania does nothing for me. If I was booking this shit, I'd have Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble, and I would have him challenge CM Punk at WrestleMania. Like, they're the two biggest stars in the company, not Cody Rhodes. I think arguably they're the two biggest stars in the company, period. You do Roman and CM Punk at WrestleMania, and that's your night 2 main event. It's the biggest match that you could possibly put on with the company. You're not going to go the direction of Roman and Cody anymore. Thank God. We had that tease with Roman saying I'm going for one of your titles. Just do Roman and Punk. Have Roman win the Royal Rumble. If you have Roman win the Royal Rumble and go after Drew, I think that's interesting too. But Drew's got a lot going on with Jacob and Cody and Sammy. So I think you can just keep that SmackDown thing over there. Roman and Punk, just do the damn thing. I don't think it's going to happen, but just do the damn thing. I guess if I had to put money on it, I'd probably put money on Bron Breakker. I hate that, though. I really hate that, though. Roman, Cody, Bron, Gunther is probably my final 4. And then, damn, man, if it came down to Roman, Cody as the final 2, that would be hot. Roman's already won a Rumble. Cody's won 2 Rumbles. Damn. Cody eliminates Roman to win his 3rd and goes on and challenges Drew. That just doesn't make sense, though, because you got Drew, Jacob, and Cody doing their thing already. So that just doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, no, I'm going to go with Roman. I'm going to go Roman Reigns and just hope it's not Bron Breakker. So I'm going to go Roman Reigns wins the Men Rumble. Liv Morgan wins the Women's Rumble. And those are your 2 Royal Rumble winners going into WrestleMania. And that's all she wrote, folks. We're an hour in. It's honestly more than I anticipated going. Thank you guys all so much who sat here and listened to me talk for the last hour. I couldn't imagine wanting to sit here and listen to myself for an hour, but I'm just kidding. Clearly I did it, so I can do it. And I appreciate you guys doing it. Like I said, I really thank everyone here at the Debate Network, Poppy, Justin, Dom, Kayla, you guys are awesome, man. You guys just keep rocking it each and every single night. Just keep rocking it. You guys are just the best. And the fans, man, the comments, you guys are awesome. You guys bring it each and every single night. So we appreciate everything you guys do. You can check me out on Twitter. It's TimKing_GBS. And also check out the website, GameBreakerSports.com. We got Bakley's Game Breaker Sports picks every day on there. We got every episode of the Debate Network on there. Like I said, those fantasy bookings that I do for Iron Grip, Next Level, Valor, Crown, they're all on there. And then you get random exotic stuff. Like I said, the top 50 Walking Dead characters you can check out. So definitely check that out. And lock in, subscribe to the network right here. If you're not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button. We really, really appreciate you, each and every one of you. And I hope you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. I think the Seahawks are going to pull that thing off, but I'm seeing some crazy numbers about underdogs against the spread since 2001. So we might be locking the Patriots in, but I do think the Seahawks are a much better football team. But maybe I'll be back next week. We'll do one more little Super Bowl preview or something along those lines. But for now, your boy TK. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll talk to you guys soon. We out.
Like a CEO, I move like an athlete pro. I party like a rock star show. I live every day as if I last never know.